Hey, welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. We came back over to Dantooine, our little safe haven, our little safe space here, to fix the robot. And, you know, since we're gonna be fixing the robot,
I'm here.
and we need a little bit more power, let me just mention I need to fix my robot as well. And by robot I mean computer, and by fix I mean I had it broke. It broke. Oh, I need to upgrade her. Upgrade. Do what? Do something to her stats. What am I doing? Shit. Hold on. So the data shows I gotta raise strength and supposedly charisma. So I think I'm gonna go with strength since that will give me a modifier already. So let's do that. Since she's a melee fighter really anyway and support, I might as well do that. I guess. Right, so I was turning my PC off, and since, I don't know, all the idiosyncrasies is the term, I think. What I'm trying to say is, you know, it's old, it's got its bugs, and the bug that manifested this time was that it wasn't really turning off. It was just not turning off. I tried to hit the power key on the keyboard and it didn't shut it off. I tried to go into start menu and use the power options there to shut it off and it didn't. I tried to restart the PC from there and it didn't. So I just hit the power button and let it just turn off. And once it shut off, it turned on its own again. And I had to keep the power button pressed still to get it to shut down. And it wasn't. So I ended up just powering it down until it's not flashing anymore and just hit the power button behind on the power supply. And I think that fried fucking somehow, that fried the HDMI port on the integrated graphics card on the motherboard. So that kinda fucked it up. Right, oh, we've got feats, and since we're not using a single one-handed, with lightsabers that would be good, but we still have this to give her, and that as well. So flurry, of course. And powers. Now, we still can't get this on level 15, which should be next, I think. Are we level 16 already? Well, anyway, she's level 12 or 13, so we should be able to get it in the next batch, essentially. But since we can give her things... Oh, we can give her the good heal, so we'll give her that. That's not that important, alright. So, the port is fried. Oh, we already ran out. Well, I guess we're level 12 only. Is everyone level 12? I'm level 14. What the why is she only level 12? Why is everyone only level 12? I was withholding my things. What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, so
Yes?
the port is fried. Apparently, I swapped things. I noticed because one of my monitors wasn't turning on. So I was swapping the wires, the plugs, checking things, swapping things around to see if anything changed. Ah, shit, I forgot about that again. To see if anything changes, and if it works. And yeah, I diagnosed that it's the port, and I can't really be recording anything
Yes?
if my main monitor is not plugged into the graphics card through the only wire it can be plugged in. But I can't plug it through into DVI-D, into the integrated graphics card, to have all the monitors running at once, because then I can't record anything of the main monitor. So I'm going on with 2 after all, 2 screens out of 3. Pretty good, right? Isn't it? It's still 3. So what is this? Friendly power, right? Knight's Valor. So we're fixing, since the thing that I'm mitigating the issue with is that I bought a DisplayPort to VGA converter, and I'm gonna plug that into the graphics card and plug the remaining monitor into. And I bet this is exactly the problem HK47 is facing right now, so let's give it a little bit of a save and see if I can fix him.
Sure. Statement.
Restoring, yeah. Let's get started. Keep it going.
But I need
Well,
those
shit.
circuits, Master. Please, Master, do not destroy my chips out of frustration. Calm yourself. I implore you. Supplication. Perhaps it would be best if you desisted your efforts for the moment, Master. This seems to be going nowhere.
Very well then, we're not fixing him just now. So, we're going back to Korban, since Bastila is not helping any. I wasn't too slow, was I? Fucking, you know, because the buff isn't on anymore.
I'm here.
Or is it something that... Nah, that should be it. Right, because if we... Everything's buffed, yeah. Sure. So we're going to Korban and we'll see each other over there, complaining how I can't fix HK and I can't fix my computer directly right now. Well, oh hey, this happened. I also wanted to mention... Oh, right, I have to... It's semi-automatic. I also wanted to mention that we didn't really come across this minigame too much in our playthrough. But unfortunately, this time it happened. Oh yeah, by the way, we're always getting caught over this generic planet. If you're ever playing this game, keep your mouse sensitivity relatively high for these sections. Have a switch for that. Right, back on Korban. So it's very important that we actually do get some more levels so I can fix HK before we find before we find the next star map and go out to get the last one. Because, you know, you'll see, don't worry.
No, that is the wrong answer. Again, you pathetic hopefuls can't possibly all be this stupid, can you?
They're not much hopeful, are they? Please, Master Shardan, give us a chance. We'll do anything to get into the academy.
I'm no master yet, but I like the sound of that. Alright, one more question. The lot of you is trying my patience. Alright, let's say you become a Sith and I am your commanding officer. I give you an order to spare the life of an enemy. Do you do it?
Oh, of course, Shardan. Anything you command us.
We would never oppose you.
That's wrong.
No. Do you honestly believe that the Sith are in need of such sniveling cowards? Mercy is a weakness. If your leader shows weakness, it is your duty to kill him and show true authority, true power. That is why the Sith are strong.
Thank you, Shardan. We understand now.
No, you don't understand, and you probably never will. You wouldn't survive 5 seconds in the academy. The other students would tear you apart. Bah! I can't be bothered with fools. Perhaps I should... You, Jedi, you're looking to get into the academy, are you not? Well, of course you are. Why else would you be here? Let me pose a question.
Just passing by.
These hopefuls will never survive in the academy. A lesson must be taught here, but I am at a loss as to what form it should take.
Well, if you can't think of anything cruel, you really shouldn't be out here, young man, should you?
That's pretty good.
Talking to you, I'm thinking to spare them the effort of being killed and do it myself. Perhaps I shall turn their skin inside out. Or force lightning. Yes, it's a most impressive display. Or perhaps a bit of
Who will you be
humiliation.
displaying toward?
I could easily strip off their tunics and make them run through the colony. Or they could lose all control of their bodily functions. What do you think? I just can't seem to decide.
Yeah, the Force diarrhea. I think that's very appropriate and very real as well. Why? What did they do? You can't just kill them. Why are you asking me? Yeah, I'm kind of Jolie was kind of right, I think, kind of here. He had a pretty good comeback. Why are you asking me?
Please, tell him to let us go, I beg you.
Silence. Why not ask you? I'm rather exhausted from dealing with hopefuls like these. I can barely think straight. Besides, I find it fun. Come now, a decision, please.
Let them go, that's my decision. Perhaps just scare them a little. Just a little. Pretend to be evil, but only a little bit. Kill them, I don't care. I think humiliation would be enough. No way, leave me out of this. Right. So the whole deal right now is show no mercy and shit. Yeah, we kind of talked about that, right? Every time you leave someone alive, it's a possibility for them to come back and bite you in the ass for that. No good deed goes unpunished, so don't do good deeds. Simple. However, here again, as usual, since we need the Sith to be a cartoon and unequivocally evil, or undoubtedly evil, we can't have any reasonable strategies to survive or maintain a chain of command. So if at any point your superior just slips up, just fucking murder him. We don't need a qualified, like a officer group, what am I trying to say? Leadership, qualified cast of officers. You know, we need the Russian purge, like they had during the, what was some sort of revolution. You shouldn't do that. Qualified personnel is hard to come by. It's expensive to make, and it's valuable to keep. So yeah, that's that. These people, we don't really care about them, so I'm fine with them dying. Kill them, I don't care. Use your forced diarrhea on them, whatever.
My thoughts exactly. How lovely to encounter someone with such an agreeable disposition.
Fortunately, Jolie is not complaining about this choice this time. I don't think we can search these corpses anymore. Well, at all. Yeah, we can't. And his force lightning was kind of weird, because these quote hopefuls unquote were kind of spread wide apart. So him using like a level 1 is totally not possible on all three of them standing here. Level 2 will still be inadequate, and level 3 is something that you do. It looks like more you're raining the lightnings from the sky, more than you're casting them towards or forwards from yourself. Let's talk to Bree. Should we? We shouldn't be talking to Bree. Greetings, welcome to Korriban. Is there anything you need? You can talk to me. What sort of merchandise do you offer? Have you got parts? Weapons, mostly. I've got connections. You'll need them if you're going to be spending any time here. Again, I'm pretty sure Republic is painfully aware the seat of power for the Empire, or at least newly arrived, well, risen? Newly formed Empire, is Korriban, and they don't attack it. They don't attack it probably because their fleet is stationed here, so if they come here, they'll be obliterated, because that's where the main force is. However, with the main blockade force, or whatever, the main force, the main fleet stationing over Korriban, they still allow fucking everyone to land here and do business without any papers or shit. Like, if you're a Jedi, maybe you're here to murder a Sith, maybe you're here to become a Sith. Who knows? Better let him land. That's a good policy. We need to build a wall, and the Jedi will pay for it. Anyway, why so? What sort of connections? Why so? There are a lot of Sith on this planet. This is where they come to study. Obnoxious brats, the lot of them. It's like a private school. Everyone's rich and a moron. Just between you and me, I'll never understand why everyone thinks dark side and hooligan should be the same thing. Yeah! But they are definitely dangerous, so that's why you'll probably need weapons. Not that they'll be much help. Yeah, exactly, because they've got lightsabers and force powers, and you've got what? A gun? What good is a gun? Think for a second. Don't bring a gun to a lightsaber fight. Yeah, very, very good sentiment. Accurate as well. Why does Darkseid and Hooligan and a cartoon villain needs to be the same? It shouldn't. They're supposed to be a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they're conquering, well, they're fighting against the Republic and they are winning. So maybe they've got something you're not thinking about here. You should have. Can I see your merchandise? Certainly. Allow me to punch up the stock. Right, so what have we got? Weapons, really, mostly. Grenades. Grenades are something that the Sith are not immune to. All their force powers, and you can still murder them with trip mines. Yeah. So no parts, no anything we really need. So let's have a walk around.
Look here,
there it
my
is.
dear friends. We have some newcomers to the colony, led by a Jedi, no less. I don't believe I've seen any of them before, have you?
I hate Jedi, and these fallen ones are worse.
They always get into the academy, and they think they're better than the rest of us.
Well, if you'd seen us before, we wouldn't be newcomers, would we?
Smart-mouthed newcomers, to boot.
Looks pretty fresh to me, Lashao.
That's what I thought. Well, stranger, I don't know whether you're aware of this or not, but here on Korriban, the Sith do as they please. And we are Sith. Quite literally, whether you live or die depends upon our whim. What do you think of that,
Alright, that reminds me. Are they really Sith? They're not carrying a lightsaber, they're not displaying any force powers, unlike us. I mean, we fucking wear a Jedi robe, which is pretty much a Sith robe. There's hardly any difference. Well, maybe the only difference is here in the academy, where it's like a naval academy or a military school where you need to wear the military uniform as opposed to the Jedi robes or the Sith robes, whichever you prefer. So they don't have lightsabers. We clearly are better than you, since we've got lightsabers, force powers, more Jedi levels than you. And anyway, we can murder you right here and right now, and that should get us into the academy anyway, right? Since in the Old Republic there is an interesting scene. Well, maybe the side quest isn't that interesting, but I think the quest is about you looking up whether the Sith in the academy are pure blood enough, and you go about or something. I don't really remember. What I remember is the sentiment. The sentiment there is you say, oh, but you as a Sith, as a character, you get to choose the option. Why would I do that? Isn't that against the law? And the quest giver tells you, if you're strong enough, you're the law. If you're strong enough, there won't be anyone to oppose you. So you decide what to do. So if you're a strong enough Sith, the Sith rules, the code or anything, that's not something that applies to you. You decide whether to spare someone in your regiment or not, to show mercy, to train them accordingly, or to train them in those hooligan ways that were displayed at the beginning, at the corridor where we were entering with the, quote, hopefuls, unquote. If you're strong enough, you're beyond the law. Who gonna fucking stop you? I mean, Revan walked up, got a fucking army and navy, essentially, and destroyed everything, Mandalorians and Republic as well. Who's there to tell him what kind of Sith or Jedi he is? You don't get to do that. Remember, all you need for freedom is absolute power. Right. I don't think there's any need for hostilities. You can try to kill me. You'd fail, but you can try. I think that's a lot of responsibility for simple scum like you. So, we can threaten them, or at least we can mock them. It's not like we're gonna have a fight here anyway, and we're gonna end up cornering those people one by one or one-on-one. Well, there's gonna be 3 of us every time, but we're gonna be cornering them when they're alone, as opposed to them sticking in a group. Like, that would be like a adversary party. That would be interesting. But anyway, it is smarter to take them out one by one, even though you've got the numeric advantage. Strength in numbers, anyway. So I think mockery will be enough for now, because it's funny. It's funnier to mock someone than to just threaten them. I think that's a lot of responsibility for a simple scum like you.
How precocious. I think this one tried to make a joke, don't you?
I didn't think it was funny.
Neither did I. A brave face, perhaps, but I'm more interested in being amused at the moment, I think. What do you say? Amuse us. Make us laugh, and we might just consider allowing you to live.
The correct answer here should be just walking away. I'm not looking for trouble, but I'm not here to amuse you. Be careful, you might be heading for more trouble than you can handle. If you really want to fight, make the first move. It'll be your last. We can persuade her, okay, there's 2 Mandalorians out in the woods. Please don't hurt me. I don't want to fight. Pretty much everything here can be interpreted as a pathetic threat, and for her to take it as complying with her demand. So again, the only winning move is not to play, and we don't get to choose that move. So again, our headcanon is just leaving, or really murdering them on the spot, because who's gonna fucking stop us? We're level 14. But we're gonna have to pick something that's approximate enough. Let's go with threats, I guess. If you really want to fight, just make the first move. It'll be your last.
What?
I think someone just stood up to you, Lasho.
Shut up, fool, unless you want to be next.
Yeah? Anytime.
Stop it. This is boring. Let's just go back to the academy.
Fine, we'll go. As for you, I'll find you later. Trust me on that.
You better find me before I find you. Hey, I guess we came out of this with a face on a shield. Yeah, it went well anyway. Good, so disregard the head cannon, we've got an actual cannon. Also, I think, no, that'll be later, right? Because I think I still have a surprise for you that you might have forgotten about or not known about. So, let's keep...
Access to the civilian quarters in the Zerka mining facility is temporarily restricted whilst this door is under maintenance.
This door will never not be under maintenance, I think. Or I might be, well, we'll see. Hopefully. It might be that part or it might not be. I'm really not sure. Also, he's a Churka guard wearing an Imperial uniform in a Sith academy. Also implying that he might be a student in the academy because he's wearing the uniform. Poorly chosen model, I think. Poorly chosen model. So that's pretty much it for today. Oh, even though he has joined your group, Julie remains a somewhat mysterious character. Maybe you should speak to him about why he chose to come with you. Don't care. He can quit if he wants. Don't speak to him. You decide to ignore Julie and continue on with your quest for now, though it might be a good idea to speak with him later. Yeah, like I mentioned, he's here to pose as the sage character, to give you advice and shit because he's old and theoretically should be experienced, but again, remind that he's a high school dropout. Anyway, that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed and hopefully we will see each other in something I play for you for free. In the meantime, of course, interact with this video and every other video on my channel, as well as subscribing. And if you don't like those videos, it's entirely your fault.